Hey guys, it's Christy with the Social Easel, and we are going live for the second time, and hopefully this view is going to stay the same for you. I was live just a second ago, and it started like this, and then just automatically zoomed in on its own. So I'm not sure what happened, but so far so good. On my end, I'm pulling you up on the iPad. I'm trying to look at my phone upside down. Okay, you guys can see it now. I don't know what happened there. So if you missed my post earlier, I had this wrapping paper that, first of all, I love Paris and I miss it. And I took my mom there a few years ago. And she just recently gave me my Mother's Day gift and wrapped it in this wrapping paper that I just love. And I was like, okay, I have to keep that and use that as inspiration to do something. So I was just playing around on my mixed media pad and just started playing and just kind of drawing ideas that I saw on here, and then decided to turn it into a composition and just make my own little creation out of it. So I did this sketch. This is like, when I sketch like this, it's super messy and freeing, and like I kind of embrace the messiness of the lines. So I did this sketch in about 15 minutes. And that was actually something we learned when we went to Paris. We took art lessons there. And we took them at the Louvre, inside the Louvre, and then we also went to a few parks in the area, and the art teacher just had us do quick 15-minute sketches of the scene, gathering whatever we could capture in that amount of time. So it's a really good lesson if you haven't ever done fast sketching before, and it's freeing because it kind of breaks you away from like perfectionist tendencies, and then you just embrace the messiness of it. Because I don't know about you guys, but I love the way it looks. Nothing on here is perfect or straight or anything. It's just a fast, fun sketch, and I think that just gives it even more character. So now we're gonna paint it. Patsy, I can't close caption, if someone can tell her that. I can't do that when we're live. It has to be on a replay that it does closed captioning. So yeah, I just wanted to play with that. So that was one inspiration that I got. Scoot this up here. And then I have this, I'm gonna see how much I can fit in there. So obviously I sketched those ideas from the wrapping paper. And then this is an art print that I have in my office that I love. I saw this painting in Home Goods and just fell in love with it. And so I was like, I had my foreground area, and then I wanted something off in the distance. And so I took the idea of the Eiffel Tower and trees and the bridge over the Seine River and decided to add that to this. So I took ideas from wrapping paper and from an art print that I own, and then turned it into my own composition and soon to be my own painting. So a lot of times people ask me where I get my ideas or how I come up with compositions. So that is one way you can do it. You can get inspired by multiple pieces, or if you're looking for a subject matter, let's say you want to paint poodles. Pull up about, 5 to 10 different pictures of poodles, paintings of poodles. Look at all the different things you like about each one, and then make it your own. So I did this with my, I don't even know how, I say Faber-Castell. I don't know if that's the proper way to say that or not. My pen with the brush tip. So that's why those lines are kind of wispy like that. You can just comment the word info if you want any information of what I'm talking about today, when you get it and just reply back yes, then you'll get links to like products that I'm talking about, the mixed media pad, the pens. If you want to learn more about painting with me, it'll share those options with you as well. So just comment info if you want anything. And I did add something new to the page. Are you guys familiar with the stars yet? We talked about this the other day, and I didn't have them activated on my page, and people were asking me about them. Hey, Mom. And so I activated stars on my page, and it's kind of this fun little thing. It's your way of showing support for me. So you can give stars to people that you follow on Facebook, and it's like a tip online. So it is activated. If you guys have stars, if you do that, you can share them, and it's like giving me a little tip. And then I was reading on Facebook, it also allows your comments to come up faster or to the top or something like that. I wasn't quite sure. Again, all new to me, but oh, thank you, Amy. Just sent 50 stars. So yeah, it's all new to me. I've activated my account, and so now I can share them with other people, but it's so fun. You can just like click on the little star and send them to people. So I'm trying to decide what colors I want. Do I want it to be, those are going to be like some of my sky colors and stuff. Do I want to do some fun, bright colors? I don't know what I want to do. I do like the golden. I'll probably do some golden colors here. Elizabeth, you have to sign up for them. So on your Facebook account, there's a way that you can sign up for stars. Oh, awesome. Cindy got her pens this morning. Let's get a little yellow on here. I think I am going to do some bright, fun colors. It's so gloomy outside today. I want to do a happy painting. Maybe a fun purple. I kind of like this one. And I'm probably going to do this kind of like watercolor style again. We'll just kind of start with these, I think. Maybe I'll do a little navy. Elisa got her rake brush set. I got mine too. I haven't even played with them yet. They're called Wisp. So if you struggle with making trees and feathers and all that kind of stuff, these brushes, let me hold one up for you to see. Look, they have like bristles cut out of them, and it makes doing those lines really, really easy. Those are in my store also. Sam, I am doing this in my mixed media pad. This is just an 11 by 14. Thank you, Linda. It's fun to just, on a whim, just kind of create your own thing. I walked into my office, and I had this set up on my standing easel the other day. Karen, comment info, and you'll get the link to my Amazon store. And I was like, I'm just gonna sketch. I just feel like sketching. I need to take my mind off some stuff. And then I felt so much better when I did. And then I was like, oh, I need to get on and hang out with you guys. And let's paint a little today. All right, so I'm gonna start with kind of watering down some of this sky blue color here. Now I'm doing this in a mixed media pad. When you use a lot of water, you'll see it kind of warp the page a little bit, and you just let it dry all the way. And you can come back to that, and once it's dry, you can flatten it by just laying something heavy on it. And then, of course, you can frame it. I think I like that for the sky, that just really light blue there. Sherry said her Addy brush set came in. Yeah, I like to use acrylics as watercolors because I can alter the coverage a little bit more. I love that color already. What color? I think I want to do something with a little bit more blue for my water. This one's called Sapphire. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, I did want to share this tip. Someone mentioned this in my group the other day, and this her tip is exactly how I open these bottles. So let me see if I can find another one to show you guys that's sealed. I may not have another new one. Oh, here. Okay, so if you get Deco Art paint, they come with this plastic wrap on there, and it's a pain in the butt to get off. But the trick is you hold the bottle with whatever hand, if you're left-handed or right-handed, and you take the plastic and you twist it. So twist it clockwise and it just comes right off. So slides right off of there. So if you've always messed with like scissors and a knife and trying to cut the plastic off, that's an easy way. Just twist them off. Thank you, Cindy. It's acrylic paint that I just watered down. So I've just got a bunch of acrylic here. I didn't need near as much paint as I put on here. I'm just going to water this blue down too. Let's add some of this blue for the water here. In this kind of style of painting, you don't have to fill the whole thing in with paint either. Like, it's okay for you to leave some white showing. No teeth involved, Linda. Yeah. Rhonda said the same thing. You guys use your teeth to get them off. Yep, just do a little twist. I love this. It's like a color by number when I have it all drawn on there. You guys are welcome. I can't believe I never mentioned, when she mentioned it in the group, I was like, how have I not told people this? Because it's one of those things, like, I've just done it for so long, I didn't even think about it. I need a gray. Let's see if I like this one. So again, this kind of style that I'm doing today is super messy, nothing perfect. I need to add some blue behind this wall here. So a lot of these lines are just kind of given the idea. I didn't do anything to kind of perfect them or make them all necessarily look the same. I just wanted that idea of that wall there. Welcome, April. I know this style is so fun. I love it too, Teresa. Cindy said, or scissors and stab myself. Well, I'm glad I gave you guys a good tip today. Jamie said, do you ever use gel pens for highlight? I don't. I do not use gel pens. I don't even think I have any. I think I'm going to take a little bit of blue with my gray Maybe throw it down here. Maybe even just a little bit of purple. Get a little bit more water here. Because we can make our ground whatever we want it to be. I love this poodle though, little snooty poodle. What do you guys think so far? Starting to come along. Welcome, Sandy. Yeah, if you guys are having fun watching this, I would love if you would share it with your friends, do a little sprinkling. That's the best compliment you can give me, is spreading the word and helping small businesses. So I'm just watering down some more of that kind of sapphire blue here because I've got to go in and add some of my water in here. Judy's asking about an order. Judy, that is all through Amazon. I have nothing to do with the actual ordering process. I just put the products in there that I like. So you need to contact Amazon if you are missing something or didn't get your order. When you log into your account, you can track your order. It will tell you exactly where it is, if it's delayed or whatever. And so when I'm doing drawings and paintings like this, you'll notice when the paint goes over your pen marks that it kind of fades it out. So if I wanted to, at the end, I could come back and go over with the black again. Thank you, Becky. Kathy said, where do we get the picture? I just literally sketched this a little while ago, so it's not something you can order or anything. It was just a sketch that I just came up with, and I thought I would jump on live with you guys and paint it and show you kind of how I do this style. And it's fun to just kind of watch it all come together. And I like the way you see that little bit of white. And then I can do even, like, I have mostly water in my brush now, so I can come back and it just gives a very, very faint blue without a lot of color. So I've got some variation in there. So I've just watered down basic acrylic craft paint. I'm just watering it down and using it like I would watercolor. Get a little bit more gray on the bottom here. So you can decide, this is why I like doing it with acrylic. If I want it to be a little bit more opaque and a little more solid, I just get a little more paint and a little less water. This reminds me of a lot of like what it was like when we were in Paris, and I used watercolor there, and I had a little itty bitty watercolor set and a little sketchbook, and Mom and I would sit at a cafe and I would sketch and draw what was in front of us and then fill it in with watercolor like this. It's so fun. Thank you guys. Rhonda said, I love it, but you know we are all going to want to do one. Okay, I need a little green back here for the trees. No, maybe I want something to stand out a little bit more than that. It was an awesome experience to share with my mom. I want to go back. I want everything to go back to normal, and I want to take her back again. It was too much fun. I love the green there. Awesome, Janelle. She said, I love this. It makes me want to enjoy a summer day in Paris. Me too. Just beautiful. All right, what do I want to do next? I think I want to I'm going to use a lot of colors in this one. I'm going to grab a little bit of brown. If I can find one I like. Has anybody else on here been to Paris? I was able to find Mom and I a little studio apartment that was literally a block away from the Eiffel Tower. So when we got up in the morning, we got to walk by it. And we had this cute little Italian restaurant right on the corner, and we saw the same guy every morning and every evening. He was adorable, little Italian guy. That was the first meal we had there, was at his place. It was so fun. Oh, I just saw somewhere else. I forgot sky. Thank you guys. On your bucket list, yes. So awesome, so awesome. What Patty said, what was my favorite place to see in Paris? Her daughter and her have always wanted to go. That's going to be hard. Let's see. What was my favorite? There were so many. I really loved going to Montmartre, which if you saw that word, that's not how you would think you would say it at all. But it was like where all the artists that I grew up loving, the Impressionists, the Post-Impressionists, Picasso, Van Gogh, it's where they all lived. And I was walking on the same streets as these artists that I've admired my entire life. We saw the house that Van Gogh lived in. We saw the front door, and my mom gasped when we saw it, and it scared everyone. But it's just so surreal to be there. And yeah, I mean, it just brought me to tears. And I mean, I made this a crazy, awesome trip, and Mom and I had dinner in the Eiffel Tower, and then we took a river cruise, and then we went to Moulin Rouge. I mean, I could go on and on about Paris. I loved it so, so much. We were there for 6 nights. We flew into Amsterdam. Van Gogh is my favorite artist. We flew into Amsterdam because the Van Gogh Museum is there. And then from Amsterdam, we went to Bruges, Belgium, which was amazing. And it was like going back in time and you felt like you were living in a storybook. It was the coolest place. And then we went to Paris for 6 days after that. Janet, it wasn't scheduled. It was a surprise. I was just painting and decided to get on with you guys. Usually that's how it works with me. All right, so let me get some gray and white in my poodle here. Water that down a little bit more. So see how I just kind of scoot the brush around. It's got plenty of water in it. Maybe a little hint of blue in there for the poodle. Maybe a little bit of pink. Let's make a really soft pink and add some water to it. Can you guys see me mixing over here? Just for fun, because it's our little magical painting. None of it has to be realistic or make sense. Oh, I like that. I like the purple, or the blue and the pink together. Oh yeah, and then I forgot, we went to Monet's house and we saw Monet's garden, which was amazing. Gary said, did I see Thomas Kincaid's home? No, I did not. Yes, Betty, that was one of my favorite museums also. Let's do... I think I need a little bit darker brown for this basket. No, Judy, I just sketched this. I used a few, if you go back after we're done here to the beginning of the live, you can see what I got my inspiration from. And I sketched this really fast sketch, about 15 minutes, and then I decided to paint it with you guys. And I like doing this because you can bounce all over the place and decide like whatever you want to paint next. You guys, Judy said we need to name the poodle. You guys can help me come up with some names for the poodle. So I'm doing a little purple and navy up here for my light post. Make that one a little more solid. So like I said, you can change. Some can be transparent. Maybe in some areas it's more solid. You can make it whatever you want. Tiffany said, do they let you sit and sketch at Monet's garden? You are free to walk around and honestly do whatever you want at Monet's. There is like a guided thing through the gardens, but then you also have free time. And you can go in and out of his entire home. You see where, you know, he had dinner with his family, like all that stuff is all there. So you can really do whatever you want to. And it's outside of Paris. I can't think off the top of my head the name of, maybe one of you can remember. But it's about probably a 45-minute drive outside of Paris. And it's in this just amazing, breathtaking little community with cobblestone roads and huge fields with cypress trees and all the things I dreamed of. All the things I dreamed it would be, it was. I dreamed about going there since I was a little girl, and so did my mom. And so one day I surprised her and said, guess what? We're going to Paris. Giverny. Yes. Thanks, Mom. This is an 11 by 14 mixed media pad. Yeah, I need to share. I'll go back through some of the pictures that Mom and I took, and I'll share some of what we saw when we were at all these different places. Dee said, did you draw this? Yes, I did. I wish I would have done a time lapse of me doing it. I did it so fast it probably would have been like a 10-second time lapse. I was just having fun, and then I was looking around, drawing things from the wrapping paper, and then I turned around and saw my print on the wall that I love from Paris, and I was like, oh, that'd be so cute to put the Eiffel Tower in the background. And so I literally had so much fun creating this. All right, I'm going to get a skinnier brush here, and we're going to add some color to the Eiffel Tower, but I'm not going to make it super, super solid because it's further away. So we want it to be a little bit muted so that it doesn't stand out more than the part of our foreground. Oh, Janet said, do you like his larger work or smear work better? Or small? I don't have a preference. I like it all. So I'm going to get a little bit of black, a little bit of gray. And the Eiffel Tower is kind of like made up of little X's. Here, let me show you guys something while we're talking about it. This was one of the pictures that I took. Is that giving you guys a glare? I think that's good. Right there. So this is us standing underneath the Eiffel Tower, looking back at the city. Look how beautiful that arch is. And the architecture that went into this. And all these like crisscrosses that look like little X's when you're far away. I love this. I love this photo. Dee, I think she's talking about Monet. I'm assuming so. I'm just showing you guys what I have in here. This is our picture from our dinner at the Eiffel Tower. How fun is that? And then it was really cool because we were sat with another mother and daughter, and we ended up becoming friends with them. And we're still friends with them today. So it was really, really cool. And we met them in Paris. We went on the river cruise together on the Seine River. We went to Moulin Rouge. It was really, really fun. Yes, I did know that. Yeah, it's got a cool history. So I'm very messily gonna go over my lines here on the Eiffel Tower. I don't want anything too perfect looking. That's starting to look fun, isn't it? Yes, Deborah is one of the lady that we met. And yes, she is she's still a tribe sister in my painting membership. She joined after I started this. I think I didn't even start that was 2 years after we got back from Paris. And then she joined my group. Just fun, the people that God decides to introduce into your life and that you meet when you go on adventures. This is why I love adventures. And if you came on late, if you want to know like any of the materials and stuff that I'm using, if you comment info, you will get a link sent to you via messenger to my Amazon store. I think I like the way this is looking. Judy said that's so neat. Were they from the United States? Deborah is actually from Canada, and her daughter was living in the United States at the time, or was she living in Switzerland? She has been all over. Frankie, that's normal. My paper is warped too, so it will curl up on you just because of the wetness. So all the water is going to make it do that. So I let it dry completely. And then I flatten it out and then I frame it. Like, I'm definitely framing this. My mom might try to steal it from me. I don't know. Let's do... Get a little bit more water here. Did I get enough? I'm using multiple brushes. Yes, Michelle. I've used 3 different ones by now. I used a flat to do the bigger areas, then like a number 2 round, and now I'm using a super skinny round, depending on where I'm painting. Oh, I like the purple in here. We're gonna do like a deep purple. So I'm mixing the purple out of my tube of paint with my navy to get this really pretty plum purple. You guys can kind of see me mix that over here. This is my therapy for the day. It's just fun. Do a little escape. I needed a little escape to Paris since I can't go in real life. And it's so fun to use acrylics this way. Like, I'm just dipping my brush back in the water cup and then taking it back to my paper and just moving that water around, and it's softening some of those heavier brush strokes. Dee said, I can't paint, I wish I could. Dee, have you taken my free tutorial yet? If you haven't, I would encourage you to do so. Again, just comment info. If you guys haven't gotten my free dandelion tutorial, that information will be in your link also. But it's a great starter painting with me. You can go to my YouTube channel and get ideas. Everyone can paint. You may just not know it yet. Cindy, I am not sure what you're asking. I don't know of paint colors that say that afterwards. Do you mean hue? Just H-U-E? Hue means color. Yeah, D, just comment info and you will get a link to that. And then we have a free Facebook group where you can go and post your work after. I like those colors. I got to add some colors to these city buildings back here. I think I'm going to do like a muted navy. The building's far off in the distance there. I think maybe I want to add a little bit more grass back in the back, maybe even some flowers back there. D, that's going to send you a message, and when you reply to the message, it will give you the links that you're asking for. Yeah, Cindy, I'm not sure what that is. I've never heard of that. Someone just sent up an angry face. What's that all about? If this painting makes you angry, that makes me sad. This is a happy painting. All right, I'm gonna do some, let's do some scallops around. Tiffany said, we are going to pretend it was an accidental angry face, and it may have been. I know that happens sometimes. Facebook Messenger is where you guys will get your messages. Now we're going to get this little pop of color in here. This is going to be fun to see. Dee, this is my Facebook page. You're on it right now. Do you guys like the pink and white striped umbrella? If you guys haven't received your message, give it a minute. We'll have Tiffany make sure everything's operating with the bot the way that it should be. So fun. Gotta add some purple and pink flowers. No, Faith, I didn't. I sketched this on my own, and then after I sketched it, I took a picture to share with you guys so we could go online and finish painting it. Maybe we'll do some yellow flowers or some coral. I can mix my hot pink and my yellow together to get a pretty coral color. You guys see that? I think I need a little yellow popping out in there. Thank you. Beverly said it's coming alive. I think so too. It's so fun. Thank you guys. So Tiffany said she started a new bot. Basically, that just means our robot that sends you that information. So if it wasn't working before, try it again. If you didn't get the message, and you should get one now. It said it was active, but not working. Just another glitch. I think my poodle just needs a little bit more pink. Thank you guys. This is so fun. So fun. What color do I want the vase to be? You know what I don't have in here? that really doesn't make sense for it being one of my paintings. I have no teal of any kind in my painting. So I'm gonna make teal chairs. Because if y'all know me at all, teal is my favorite color. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you, Janet. In that place that Mom and I stayed when we were in Paris, it was just perfect. And it was one of the reasons I booked it on the VRBO. They had a little like terrace outdoor area, and it had a little teal bistro table. And I was like, well, that's the place we're getting. Had to have it. Ooh, what do you guys think of the teal? I think I really like it. But do you see how versatile using acrylic is, and how I can choose where I want something softer and more watered down, or maybe where I want things a little bit stronger? I can go back and forth. There's no right or wrong to it. I can decide whatever I want to, depending on what I'm painting in the painting. I love the teal chairs. That's a nice little bright pop of color there. Yeah, lately, Linda said she's been sketching a lot lately too. I've realized that I really miss it. I used to sketch all the time, and I stopped. I just started painting instead. But I miss sketching. So this has just been really, really fun for me. Water this down just a little bit here. And then I've got those little circles I did around the seat. I'm not even sure if you guys can see them, so I'm just going to do some little dots around there. Thank you, Wendy. Yes, Judy, you can always go back and view any of the Facebook Lives I do on the page. You can just go back to videos and it will be there. So I'm putting a little more blue in. I want to see it kind of pop against that teal. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit more water and water it down. See how that water just kind of softens those lines a little. Go back with a little bit more teal just to make it stand out. I want to jump into this painting. All right, the flowers on the table. It's one of the last things we have. What do I want to do? I'm going to add some shadows under this little poodle over here. Let me know what you guys think. What color should the vase be? What color should the flowers be? I think I'm going to add a little bit more. These flowers aren't standing out very much back here. Maybe make those just a little bit brighter. They kind of like soaked into the paper. I like the little hints of pink kind of throughout. Kind of pulls your eye here and there. White flowers tipped with red. Cindy, you can try that. She said, what about painting larger areas using water like with the pig or cow? You can just play around and figure out what you like. And if it's didn't turn out the way you want it, then you can add more paint to it. So that's a very easy thing to test and then change your mind if you want to. I'm just using a regular paintbrush, Judy. It's just a number 2. Oh, maybe coral. Maybe coral. I like that idea. Coral for the... Both of you said that. Coral for the vase. Let's make a pretty coral color. Yes, it does make it fun that you don't have to worry about filling everything in. I just like the messiness and the freedom of this kind of painting. I still just can't decide on those flowers. I think maybe yellow. I think that's pretty. What do you guys think? See, bringing that touch of pink over there in the lights a little bit. So almost every little area has got just a little hint of pink in it. Fun little accent marks. Okay, I think I'm done. What do you guys think? Well, Cindy, you might be right. Do I need to add gold? I just don't know. This was so fun. This reminds me of like Fancy Nancy books. It reminds me of like an illustration that would be in a children's book about Paris. Maybe I should make one. Should I make a picture book of Paris? Oh, thank you, Linda. Yes, I want you guys to find inspiration everywhere. This started out as a doodle that I was just playing around drawing the table and the light fixture, and then I turned it into a painting. Oh, there you go. I could put gold on the dog collar. Teal and gold. You guys are giving me good ideas. I've always wanted to make a children's book. Maybe I should put that back on my dream list. I forgot about that dream. I've always wanted to do a kid's picture book. Now I'm going to have to add it somewhere else. Maybe up here. What do you guys think? Are we done? Yeah, I do think I will make a print of this. If I made a print of this, would you guys want to order it? I have a company that I can do that with. Yes, good idea, Tiffany. We'll talk about it at the mastermind. Maybe I'll sketch and do my kids' book while we're in South Carolina. It would be so fun to make a kids' book. All right, I think we're done. I think I'm happy with the gold. Now I just want to add more gold. Where? I mean, it is Paris. There should be gold on the bridge. Everything's so extravagant and beautiful there. Thank you guys for the encouragement. All right, I'm going to see what I can do. We'll see if I can get this up. That's a good idea, Rhonda. It could be on all kinds of stuff. It was so fun to do. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today and painting with me. If you didn't already, just comment the word info and you will get all the info. Someone mentioned something about the Eiffel Tower. You know what I just thought of that I'm going to do? Now, it wouldn't really do this during the day. I'm never really done. This is my favorite glitter paint. But I don't know if you guys know this, that every night, on every hour, the Eiffel Tower lights up and it twinkles. And it is the prettiest thing ever. I'm going to add a little twinkles to the Eiffel Tower. If I wasn't using my phone, I would show you the video of that happening. Everything needs a little sparkle. Dorothy has a question up here. I'm scrolling, Dorothy. I don't know how far up it was. I'm not seeing anything. Well, Dorothy, I see your responses to stuff, but I'm still not seeing a question. Will you ask it again if you don't mind? I'm not finding it. Is that showing up? Can you guys see that? I'm going to hold it up for you because I don't think you can see it. But it's so pretty. We'll give you guys a little close up. Can you see the glitter? Oh, Janet, you were so sweet. Yes, I did put a little gold on the lamp post. Well, actually in the lights. I know, now you're right, I want to add the sparkle everywhere. This is what I always do. I get a little carried away. It's very, very subtle. Dorothy said, when I sign into the Painting of the Month Club, will the previous purchased month show up there? Yes. So when you sign in, and if you have any problems, shoot me an email, Dorothy. But when you sign in, it should take you to your library. So if you've bought anything previous from me, like the abstract bird or the spring truck, like each one of those things will be there. And so will your May painting of the month if you signed up before the deadline for that. And then your June one will show up on June 1st. Cindy, that is called Craft Twinkles from Deco Art. I learned about this product from Heidi when I went to her live event last year. So I love it. It's what we used on all kinds of stuff there. So if you love sparkles and glitter, you will love this. All right, I'm gonna jump off. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. And if you missed the beginning, just as soon as I get off here and share it, you can scroll down on my page and find the live and you can start it from the beginning. I will talk to you guys soon. I will be on Friday for my fave fives, but it may be about 30 minutes earlier because I have a hair appointment that afternoon. So I will see you guys Friday. Bye.